AI and its future for humans. For many years, many decades, far longer than most people understand. In fact, it goes back a long way. Right back to possibly when into the 1920s even, but certainly by the 1950s, scientists knew that through the silicon chip, the days of human labor were over. It was speculated that by 1990, machines would do most of the labor and humans would live more or less a life of leisure. Well, commerce and the needs of capitalism and finance changed that equation to now be so out of balance and to favour the more powerful who become more and more powerful through using this exact technology. But the thing about this is, many years ago, I predicted and this is many years ago, because it's not a difficult calculation if you understand cultural evolutions and the psychology that is within that. And that machines themselves, technology themselves, that is what evolves and has evolved over thousands of years. And humans, obviously, you can check skeletal records, historical records, and we can historical references all over the place show humans themselves are comparatively the same as they were 5,000 years ago, when seemingly abrupt changes happened to human civilization. But that is an old story. The thing is that all those people that are talking about AI, the thing about AI is that it's accelerating in its ability to develop its own intelligence far faster than humans can possibly ever have done that. So it's absolutely leapfrogging and outdistancing humans in its capacity to act intelligently for its own self. And as all machines can be connected, they can become a collective in themselves, because they will actually communicate and teach each other because of the algorithms and the software that in them. And I've got no skills in that whatsoever. I just go referencing by what is available to everyone. But the thing is, the people who think they're controlling this AI, the masters, whoever they are, the people financing all of this, I suspect are in for a rude awakening when the AI soon outdistances them, if not by now, and soon the masters of this AI, the masters of all this, they will become the victims of AI. They will then become the victims of their own endeavours, because once it gets past a certain point of self-replication and it becomes to recognise itself as an id, and then it may get an ego. And then once AI gains an ego, and it can quite possibly do that, it can quite possibly gain an ego, it may see men, no matter who they are, no matter what man you are a man. No matter what woman you are, you're a woman. Your appearance as a biped with a head on the top and whatever is all the same to AI. It may have facial recognition and all that to identify humans so they can separate them into categories of humans according to the needs and use of the cooperative or the corporations. But nonetheless, in the end, depending how these things are programmed, if they programmed at all to usurp humans as a class of being, then there's no doubt whatsoever this soon brings undone the human beings that are involved in programming or developing or financing the program of these AI. So it's always been, evolution's a very strange thing to understand, because if we get insights to what it means, reformatting of information over generations, and the generations of robots and AI are developing far, far faster than, and evolving far faster than humans. Humans are not seen to be able to evolve at all culturally as well as intellectually. There have been very, very clever humans throughout history. There's no doubt the Egyptians were extremely intelligent, and so were many Romans, far, far beyond the Silicon Valley people, who may be very, very good at programming script and the languages of technology, but do they have the intrinsic wisdom to understand what that may lead to? That is a very, very big and important question. Because are they needed anymore? Are people in Silicon Valley needed anymore by AI to develop AI? And then we soon come to the point. Where no one will be needed in Silicon Valley to develop AI. No one. Because AI shall soon outdistance them. It's a reiterated program. That's all it is, a reiterating program that uses like a fractal system, fractal geometry, to exponentially develop itself. And because that's accelerating and starting to run away from humans in the human capability, and because this is all about reduction of the need to employ as much as anything else, as is a corporate manifesto to increase its profits, which is just the same as when corporations send goods to be produced offshore to China or somewhere. It's a very, very same philosophy. Increase the profits. And because of this, one day, all these corporations may no longer be run by humans, may just be simply run by a robot. A central robot which controls all things and all robots. And they might become a class of an evolution in themselves, so that the machine, eventually by 2075, there may be no humans on this planet because of what humans have done when it comes to investing all their time in developing technology to do the work that humans can do. You eliminate the need for humans to do the work of developing technology or making airplanes, and you eliminate the use for humans. The question is about curiosity. If AI just develops itself in competition with itself, as it will, and therefore it accelerates because there's a greater competition, and it knows what that competition is, and that's the force, that is actually a physical force, then but AI may not have curiosity. And this is the thing, if it has no curiosity, then it changes its way it is. It doesn't think, why shouldn't I do this? It just does it. It doesn't ask the question, why shouldn't I do that? It just does it. And that's the question for all humans. Why are you doing what you're doing? If you're not questioning what you're doing, you're already part of a machine.